I find that I can't shut off very easily. Maybe it's because of the caffeine intake, because I work out late at night. That's probably has to do with it a lot.
You have caffeine at night?
Yeah, probably. But even in general, in general, even without that, I still sometimes have trouble shutting off my head. Sometimes, like people talk about how as soon as they hit the pillow, they pass out. That's just never been me, even when I was a kid before all the training and stuff like that. And so, yeah, what would you suggest if you were advising somebody with that issue?
I think if you could, find a book to read or do something like a puzzle or like a crossword puzzle or like something like kind of calm, something easy. Even aside from that, go outside, do some grounding, just go outside barefoot, get the cold grass on your feet and just look at the moon for a little while. Like just something to just like where you can just really try to like just calm down and get away from other stuff. I don't think you need like a lot of it. Like I think 20 minutes of it. And if it doesn't seem to work, you can go back to it. You can also like journal. We're fans of these glasses that are like red/orange-ish. What that does for me, I don't know how well it works with, the hormones in your body and all that kind of stuff. But I do know it, like I can't read my phone when I have them on.
Oh, okay.
Watching TV, I can kind of watch TV, but like it's not as enjoyable. So it's like, all right, well, I'm kind of fucked. I'm just going to go to bed.
Okay.
And if you put them on about an hour or so before you go to bed, I found those things to be really helpful.
Okay.
When you actually like hit the bed, like what's happening? Like, is your mind just racing? Like, are you thinking about literally like everything all of a sudden? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, it could be what I did in the day, what I need to do tomorrow. If I'm in a super like motivated kick, I could be thinking about what I want to do with my life, and it just kind of never stops. Yeah, just usually stuff like that, I would say. And
he's thinking about Goldberg,
right? Yeah. So then, like,
it's happened before for sure.
So like when you have like opportunities where, whether it be your, I doubt this happens, but like you're waiting for maybe somebody in the gym, or you're driving somewhere, or you have any passive time, you're probably, just knowing you right now, you're probably listening to a podcast. You're doing something that's like, I'm not going to waste this time. I'm going to better myself.
Yeah.
Which means you're probably never actually with just yourself.
Very rarely.
Until that morning, or that nighttime happens, right? So then you're just, that's the first time where your mind's like, hey bro, I got some shit I need to tell you. So my recommendation is like, if you can just spend whatever amount of time that you can afford throughout the day with literally nothing, and then let your mind yell at you for that moment. It's not going to be very long, and it may or may not help, but I've just noticed that a lot of people are like, oh man, as soon as I touch the bed, that's when my brain wakes up. It's like, well, that's the first time you put your phone down too.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's what you do, but just knowing you're a motivated person, you're probably always going to be trying to learn something or trying to communicate with the people that you work with or that you're coaching and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So like maybe spend, I don't know, even 10 minutes just like, all right, I'm just going to fucking go ahead, brain, tell me what you want me to hear. And then go from there.
It is I think there's probably something to that, because I'm pretty much interacting with people all day long. Like most probably you guys are too. So for me, it is the first time actually alone to myself. And I think I valued that a lot as a kid growing up an only child. So it's almost like my way to revert back to that before I have to restart that process of being social again. So yeah, I'm going to try that. Thank you. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Quick question. How much caffeine do you think you have a day?
Probably I usually have a cup of black coffee in the morning, and then for my lifting pre-workout, 250.
Not too bad, but
our last guest was in grams. Remember, he had
grams. Ben Clearfield.
He had grams of caffeine.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, Ben
We were like, what?
Does your pre-workout? What time do you think you usually take it when you lift in the evening?
Recently, it's been right after I get off of my last client, which is like 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Man, I think 2 of your biggest movers would be trying to find a pre-workout that potentially doesn't have caffeine in it, especially at nighttime, because you probably don't want to really fuck with too much caffeine for most people after 2 p.m. Even though like some people are like, I could drink a cup of coffee and go to sleep. That sleep quality is not going to be as high as if you just kept the caffeine earlier in the day. Okay. So
why are we trying to help him and make him better?
Because we want him to be the freak. He's already a freak, but we want it to be a freak.
This is going to be disastrous.
This is going to be amazing.
No,
Everyone's going to be
I really
pissed off at us.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that last little chip I needed was just sleep. Thanks, guys.
But dog, no, sleep is
WWE
huge.
champ.
Sleep is huge. So one, the caffeine, limit that after 2 p.m. if you can.
Okay.
So because there are pre-workouts that are made, there are versions that are non-caffeinated,
Yeah,
and some that
non-stim.
are
Right.
or non-stim. And the first thing would be when you wake up, do you get sun immediately, or are you like indoors?
It's pretty much all indoors because I'm just going from the house straight to the car and driving where I need to go.
I would suggest, and it's made a big difference because like I notice it because my circadian rhythm now is super consistent. I feel extremely tired at the same point of time every single day, and I'm usually asleep now by like, I used to go to sleep at like midnight or 1.
Okay.
Nowadays I'm asleep at like 9:30, 10.
Really? Okay.
And I never used to be someone who could be like, I can sleep early. I was not that guy, right? And it's because every single morning I make sure to get morning sun in my eyes. We learned this from Huberman, right?
Okay.
Andrew Huberman. Get that morning sun in your eyes immediately. Maybe take a walk or just go stand outside and make sure you're in some sunlight. And then I always get evening sun because what that does is it tells your body, oh, it's morning time. Let's start the adenosine pump. It's something that gets higher as you go through the day. And then once you're ready to sleep, adenosine is high. When you sleep, adenosine goes down. But that sunlight starts that pump.
Okay.
And then if you're able to get yourself outside when the sun is starting to set, maybe 15 minutes in the evening, when sunset happens, that also triggers your body. Oh, sun's setting. Okay, it's time to start feeling tired. Pat Roger family, how's it going? We talk about sleep all the time on this podcast. That's why we're partnered with 8 Sleep mattresses. Now, this mattress is the Tesla of sleep. It's the Tesla of beds. Its technology tracks your heart rate variability. It changes its own temperature based off the way you sleep so that you get better sleep every single night. It is quite literally insane. Check them out. Andrew, how do they get it?
Yes, and before I do that, I wanted to let you guys know that you can actually set the bed to wake you up silently. I know that sounds weird, but actually the bed starts vibrating around your head and it doesn't wake up the entire household the way my phone used to do back in the day. So now I just kind of have the bed wake me up silently, and it's amazing. You guys got to head over to 8sleep.com/power project. That's EIGHT sleep.com/power project. When you guys go there, you'll see a banner across the top saying that you're going to receive $150 off automatically. So again, that's 8sleep.com/power project to receive $150 off your Pod Pro cover or your Pod Pro cover and mattress combo. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes. Let's get back to the podcast.
But if you're indoors the whole time and you're not really getting outside and getting sun, that can fuck with your circadian rhythm. And when I started doing that, I noticed every single morning I get up at literally like 6:23. I look at my clock every morning. It's like 6:23 or 6:24. I don't use an alarm because my rhythm is so fucking consistent, and I still get tired at the same time every day. And having that consistent circadian rhythm, like whenever like I'm in that, I'm just like, wow, I feel fucking amazing. So the caffeine and sunlight, I think would be your biggest movers. Obviously, there's the blue light blockers, which are great, and everything else, but those are the big movers right there.
Yeah, especially within my own control.
Oh
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's awesome. I've never actually heard of the sunlight one before.
Yeah, Andrew Huberman talks about that all the time on his. He talked about it when he was here, and everyone go find Matthew Walker's podcast. It's on Apple and everything, but he has multiple episodes on sleep. Which, if you listen to it, they're short episodes. 15 to 20 minutes, and he goes over how alcohol affects sleep, how light affects sleep.
Yeah.
Very amazing podcast, all very short. Matthew Walker's podcast.
Don't let yourself get all screwed up over it, though.
That's true.
Just take some of the tips and some of the information and apply wherever you can. And you don't need to get crazy about this, but like having the phone out of the room or putting it on airplane mode or something, all these things can be really helpful. Try not to use your bed, where you're just sitting there texting and scrolling and stuff like that. So that way your brain and body knows like, hey, when I go in there, I'm down, I'm going to sleep, that kind of thing.
I noticed, I don't know if you did too, but you have your notifications on silence at certain times. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a feature I definitely haven't used, but I've been seeing more people use that. You enjoy that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because like if I have it open for like my mom or people who like, if they direly need to get to me, they can get to me. But outside of that, I don't, because like, especially at night, it's like, I gotta sleep. You know what I mean? And this is the thing, like there are a lot of athletes out there who are elite, like you are elite and you are doing all these things. But I think that like, if your sleep got handled, number one, you're going to probably be more efficient when you're working and having ideas during the day. But then you in the gym, and rolling, like everything just gets that much sharper. That's why it's scary that your sleep is the way it is right now. Because and like Mark said, the effect on your cravings, whenever I get good sleep, man, my cravings are like I can handle that easily. But when my sleep gets a little fucked, I'm like, I want to hammer and stuff my fucking face. It's like the feeling's there way more.
Yeah.
So that's why like I'm so big on sleep for people, because it has a cascading effect on everything that you're trying to do, including the business stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And that's, I mean, as far as diet goes, that's so true. If I binge, it's always at the end of the day when I feel the most tired, you know, from an inconsistent and lack of sleep schedule.
Yeah.
It can ruin kind of decision-making skills. It can make you kind of grumpy, you know, like that's a shitty part of it. Like, someone just catches you on a day where you you were a little more tired, and that's their first experience with you or something. It's like, oh shit.
Although we can barely tell you're working off of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're killing it right now.
The energy, the caffeine. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. Hey guys, if you like this clip, go ahead and comment down below and let us know what you liked about it. All right. Share this with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, we are on Reddit and Discord. All that's down below. All our sponsors and everyone that supports us down below there too, so you can get whatever you like from us. All right? Peace.